going live. 3, 2.
This is The Wormhole, presented by Team FearWorm. Interviews, education, anything and everything to do with Halloween and haunted houses. And of course, marketing.
Well, hey everybody, and look, I got Ernest. Ernest is right there. Happy Friday! It is Wormhole Friday, and I believe, if I was told correctly, this is the last wormhole of this season, and so it's a special one. We're talking about a big event that's coming up, and I guess Ernest, this is the last wormhole that we have on schedule. I know we're about to embark on some travel. We have lots of commercial shoots happening for clients and all these things. And so this is the last one for a while.
Yeah, we got to actually do some business. We got to do our work.
Yes, right.
Yeah, it's definitely time. It's a crazy time of year, crazy year. Yeah, excited to be doing this one. Oh, and there's Ken. Excited to be doing this one, of course, with our guests. And it doesn't mean we'll disappear from video or presentations. We'll probably do some more that just get into the nitty gritty of running a haunt and creative and advertising and marketing and things like that. We'll continue to do some videos and blogs and stuff like that. But yeah.
And FearWorm, we can't just stay hidden. We'll always be out there. But
you got to give it away.
This season of the Wormhole has been great. Everything from
season of the worm.
Yeah, creative videos and food and beverage to extreme haunted houses to conventions and trade shows. It's been a great season of the Wormhole. But on that last note, conventions and trade shows, we have a big event coming up with Midwest Haunters Convention. And so I want to go ahead and bring in Jen and Rich from Transworld so we could talk all things MHC. So Jen and Rich, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Have you all been going crazy, just last minute prepping for MHC?
Yes.
Right. And what else is new?
Every time I get on the show, I feel like, Jen, are you going crazy? Yes, I am going crazy.
That's the first question of every interview you get. Yeah.
Well, we're always interviewing right before the shows, to do the press.
So what are we? Are we 3 weeks away?
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Yeah, we're coming up soon. We're excited. We're excited to be back in Chicago. We're so excited. So that's great. And be back in Rosemont too.
That's what I was about to say.
Back in Rosemont. Oh my God. Since I would say probably 2008. So I'm excited. I'm really excited.
I'm excited for it because I'm coming in late, but it's so easy there. Yes. I will fly in, grab a ride, and be there in a couple minutes, and head straight to the floor. It definitely makes it. It's an easy travel destination.
Yeah, it's easy from O'Hare, and for a lot of people that haven't been in Rosemont since back in the days, they've created this whole entertainment district that everyone needs to go and see and check out. I mean, you've got an area that has this amazing grassy field. Well, actually, it's turf. And then they have a bunch of restaurants and bars surrounding it. And especially the fact that it's in June, it's just in close walking distance. And then they built this huge fashion outlet that has a lot of great shops and restaurants in there as well, too. So there's a lot more stuff in Rosemont than there used to be. So.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I mean, I remember I was there at Transworld in 2007, and it was Rosemont. I remember we did the Haunt Tour at Dream Reapers, when they were open. But I was just recently in Rosemont, just like last year. I think we went and ate at the Hofbrauhaus, because I love German food, and it's right there. It's all right there. It's awesome.
Yeah, right, and it's a great area over there too. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I guess let's just talk MHC. And the very first thing happening at MHC is the bus tours. So what's happening there? Like, do you happen to know, Jen, how many? I know seats are going fast. You know, FearWorm's a big sponsor of the bus tour. We can't wait to see everybody. But I saw a post on social media that seats are running out. And so do you know about how many seats are left on the bus tour?
Well, we have a combination of people. Obviously, we have people that want to drive. So we made that a driving option for this year. And then we've got buses. But I think we have maybe 15 to 20 seats left on the bus.
That's awesome.
So it's good. Yeah, we're really happy. The turnout, I think, this year is going to be great for the bus tour.
And
so
of course, you know, the tater bus is the first to like fill up.
He's almost gone. I think there's only a couple seats left on his bus.
There's Tater Bus, but I watched the broadcast the other night where Alan said Alan Hops has taken the lead, is decided he's going to take the lead on a bus or something like that.
Yes, Alan and his wife. So his bus is filling up as well. So.
Yeah, because he said it's the pick Alan's brain bus. It's like, how do you get Alan Hops and pick his brain for a day? Just get on the bus with him.
Lock him down on a bus.
Exactly. So yeah, and then we have Chris and Zarowski and Robert Smith as well that are on bus 1 too. So Chris helped develop the entire tour. So the knowledge and for the haunts, and he's from the Chicago area that he has is like amazing, you know. So
that's awesome.
That's really great too. So we have a lot of good options this year. So I feel.
And of course, you will see FearWormers Laura and Tyler on the buses, and so we'll be there, and you can pick our brains about marketing or just, you know, shoot the shit and just talk whatever you want. You know, it'll be great.
What bus are you guys on?
I was just going to say that.
I have no idea. So I don't know. We may make little surprise appearances on different. I don't know. So I don't know what's happening.
They just sold your ticket, actually.
Yeah.
You get to follow the bus in your car.
So we're really
as long as Laura goes on the Tater bus, I think that will be fun.
Yeah.
So. Well, that's exciting. I'm really glad to hear that the buses are selling out and that the tour is going to be awesome.
Yes.
We have a special client on the tour with Evil Intentions, and that's an incredible location, an incredible haunted house, a real old casket factory. And so I'm excited for if other haunters haven't seen their haunt or a facility like that, like it's awesome. So it's going to be a good tour.
It is. It's really old school and it's amazing. I mean, we brought the kids there and Rich was there and he didn't know what to expect, and it blew our minds. So we're really excited to be premiering that haunt as well on the tour this year.
Yeah, it's different than anything I've been in. It's a really old school, and it uses a lot of unique ways to scare people.
And I think a lot of haunts, from what Rich said, will get a lot of ideas too.
Yeah,
you know, so that's going to be good too for, you know, the learning curve for people.
Right. And it was a real old casket factory. So it has that extra layer of creepy, like geeky gooiness and nasty and
lots
haunted.
of dead bodies in that
and
place.
smell.
It smells. Yeah. It's a little nuts.
They have a full maze that like kind of freaks you out. It has some caskets. I won't give it all away, but it's pretty unique. And my one daughter was freaking out trying to figure out how to get out.
They told us it's significantly haunted as well.
I'm sure it is. It definitely feels that way. Yeah.
Yeah. I always love that. That's what I always geek out on. Anytime we get some new haunt or somebody we're working with that has like, we have a new one this year that's bought a facility that's like, it was an old, you know, hospital or whatever. It has its own graveyard, like legit graveyard. So you can't even like, you know, use it for the haunt kind of thing. But
oh, wow.
I always love a place like that because it's just, you know, it's so much more even than just going to an event. So
it has that element of spooky, you know, and everything that you can't put into a place, you know.
I guess being in the industry, it's like, wait, I know you're trying to scare me or whatever you're doing. That doesn't scare me, but like the real creepy place, that's what.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's great. So
do you know if there's any hotels left or if everything's booked up or what's going on? I mean, there's hotels. There's a million hotels, I'm sure.
I believe, I mean, and that's a good point too. I believe the Embassy Suites is sold out, but the way the hotels are, the way we did the block this year was a little bit interesting. So you've got the convention center, you've got the Hyatt next to the convention center, which we did not, we didn't get a room block with only because the prices were a little bit high. But right across the street, you've got the DoubleTree and the Embassy that share a parking lot. And the DoubleTree is connected to Gibson Steakhouse. So for those of you who want some of the best steak in Chicago, this is the place to go. You definitely want to try to go there for dinner. if you can fit it in. But the hotels are really easy. So they're across the street. So the Embassy sold out, but the DoubleTree isn't yet. We've been adding some more rooms, so that's an option. And then for people that are a little bit more price conscious, we also have added in the Comfort Suites, is another option. So all of those things are on our travel tab, and again, if you do have additional questions, feel free to call.
Yeah. And, even if those all book up, it's Chicago. There's like 9,000.
Rosemont has so many hotels.
Yeah, within a mile or so of the place.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's easy.
We've got the Marriott. I mean, you have so much. Yeah. There's everything that are right there, but obviously we only pick a few and we try to get obviously the best rates for everyone.
Right. Right. Cool. Well, what about, I want to talk about seminars. I wanted you guys to tell us what seminars you think are cool. What should everybody see? What's different or interesting this time around?
I think that's what's a little bit different and that we're trying to get into is we created a whole block or a whole track, I should say, of seminars for the home haunters. Mm-hmm. That's something we haven't done in the past. We've always had our traditional seminars that have been somewhat modified from Trans World that we've brought in. But here we really developed a track that really will speak to the home haunter, so someone that has got that haunt or wants that exciting room in their home or, whatever that is, that we're working with the Chicago Haunt Builders, which is an amazing group of people. And they helped us develop this series. They're the sponsor of those particular series. And it's a great track and it really speaks to their audience. So we're really excited for it. Ohio Haunted Association as well is helped out and they're doing one of the tracks. So you'll have, I believe it's 9 seminars to choose from that are all for home haunts. And then on the other side of the aisle, I should say, we've got more seminars that are geared towards the actors or the smaller haunts, and the Haunted Attraction Association sponsoring those. And those will look more like kind of what you're used to in terms of seminars. But I think we have, this year we put together a seminar pass, which we've never done in the past. So you can get all of these seminars except for one workshop for almost $17 a piece. So it's $160 and you can get 9 seminars for that. So that's really the deal. If you're really planning on taking some education, and you can mix and match. I mean, if there's some traditional seminars you want to take or some home haunting seminars, the pass is good either way. So that's something new for this year, which I think is going to be really great for a lot of people.
Do they overlap a lot, or is it's not like Trans World where you got 4 of them going on at once?
And that's a good question. We've got 2 seminar rooms going at the same time. So obviously you're only going to be able to take a total of 9 seminars, but you can mix and match which seminars you want to go to. And you don't need to sign up either. So you can kind of, if people are planning to bring their staff or they're just not sure what they want to take yet, they can wait till they get on site and kind of just pick whichever class they want to go into.
And can you do standing room only if they get packed out? I mean, because you have that pass, right? So there is no necessarily sellout.
Well, we will sell out. If there's too many, we're only going to give away a certain amount of passes, so we don't have that issue. So yes. And then there's also another package called the weekend package, which includes the ball, it includes the tour, it includes a bunch of different things, and it includes the seminars. So that's something else too, that if you want to try to get like a one-stop shop and it includes the pass for the weekend as well for the show, you can do that. So we've got a lot of different ways to attend the show. We've got a Saturday only pass. We've got a basic pass, which is Saturday and Sunday. And then we have just a seminar for Sunday too.
Is all that broke out on the website? So if people want to.
And then we have, I meant just a registration pass for Sunday.
Yeah. And all that's on the website so people can see the
different options too. And if they're confused, they can give, Rich or I a call and that's fine too.
Great news is it means we don't have to go up against Ben Armstrong or Alan Hops or somebody like that.
The early birds. Yeah. So, and that's a good point. Let's get to that too. We offer 2 free seminars that start before the show floor opens. One of which will be Bobby Weiner from Bloody Mary and the other of which are FearWorm. So you guys can talk a little bit about your seminar if you'd like.
Yeah. So we're doing, I think we're 8:30 in the morning or something like that. Is that what it is?
On Sunday.
So last year we did that in Milwaukee. And I remember going 8:30 in the morning. It's literally going to be us talking to each other. Like, who the heck's going to go party Saturday night and show up Sunday morning? We literally thought we were going to walk in a room with nobody there, and we had a full house. It was great. I thought it was a great, and now there was a lot of like droopy eyes in the room. So people are excited to get in and learn and get the day going early. So so this year we were actually excited about doing that again. So 8:30 on Sunday to kind of get the day rolling. And so we are going to be talking about what really home haunters or pro haunters, anybody can get value out of is social media. Right? The one thing that any budget can do is promote social media. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is the concentration that we're talking about. 8:30 on Sunday. And Tyler, you can speak better to what you guys are talking about. I MC the thing and answer questions, and I throw like devil's advocate questions to try to mess Tyler and Laura up in the conference, but it's all them on the
right. So the name of our seminar there at 8:30 is called Psychosocial. It's crazy social media ideas that work. So you'll have the entire FearWorm team there covering everything from Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and how we manage social media for literally the country's top haunted houses, whether it's Fear Factory in Salt Lake City or Dark Hour, Midnight Terror, Penhurst Asylum. I mean, we're going to be talking about all of these things. And so we're going to be covering all these crazy social media ideas that really Laura come up with, and then how that integrates with me and how that integrates with Deshaun, and then Ernest, we throw in curveballs and saying everything. So it's going to be a good class, and you're going to really kind of see our creative brains and how we work when we're thinking about these social media platforms. So bring your coffee because you're going to want to be awake for this seminar, and it's going to be great.
We're excited. Thank you guys for doing it.
Oh, no, thanks for having us. And I love seminars like that because anybody can walk away with an idea, right? An idea, it may be something we're doing, we did for Eloise Asylum, right? But you don't have to be Eloise Asylum to use a good idea and play it up or take your own spin on it. I hope people in our audience will come with ideas too. I mean, that's a great thing. It's like stump us,
sure.
Like, tell us an idea we've never heard of. I'd love to hear it. I mean, that's a great thing about this community. Nobody seems to really hide things from each other. It's like, let's share it. We're all in different markets for the most part anyway. Share a good idea and make your own version of it,
So Jen, I have to ask, in your immense amount of free time during these shows, if you were to pick one seminar and take it for yourself, which one would it be?
That's a good one. I think it would be the corpse.
I'm glad I stumped it.
I think it would be the corpse. I think it'd be doing a corpse. I think that would be really neat. Yeah. I think with Michael Burnett. I mean, I just think it's going to be a neat seminar, and you get to walk away with learning how to do something. And it's great. You could do something like that with your kids at home. You could do it in your haunted house. I just think it's a really neat thing. So.
Well, especially from Michael, who's done things, who worked for Universal Studios and like these major productions. You're going to learn some incredible.
So I think that'd be neat, but I guess it depends. I guess too, because I've got kids, so
It's so funny that you're like,
I could really impress them if I did that. So I think that
only in this industry would it be. It's a fun activity with your kids. We're going to build a corpse.
They're a little jaded, I have to say. I don't know. But yeah, no, I think that'd be a neat thing. But there are so many good seminars. I mean, we have how to do YouTube with some people that have really been hugely successful in YouTube. And like you guys, we have seminars on social media, and there's different seminars on customizing and being able to distress costumes and makeup. And there's so many different things. It really just depends what your interests are. But I really feel this is the first year I really feel super confident with our seminars, and I really feel there's something for everyone at the show.
Mm-hmm. Alan Hops is part of the YouTube seminar, right?
Yes.
Here we go. This is for Alan. It's YouTube Wednesday. That's going to be a great one. Like Alan.
I mean, I just think it depends really what your needs are, but there's something. There really is something for everyone. So I think Alan did a great job. Alan was very, very helpful in helping me out to do the seminars this year, and the Chicago Haunt Builders, really from their side of the tracks, really helped us do an amazing job. So I'm excited. And the seminars seem to be showing it. People seem to be purchasing them because it seems like something that, they're, like I said, there is something for everyone.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You think you have a whole lot of people that come to this that are not at Transworld? I mean, your home haunters come for this. I mean, we go and we see kind of all of our friends and, at least our Midwest friends. You know, what percentage, do you have an idea? I mean, what's different than Trans World, right? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I mean, I think there's a lot more actors that come to the show than Trans World, by far, and enthusiasts that come. And there's a lot of people, no matter where we put the show this year, like in the Chicago land area, that want to decorate their houses, and they can't get these kind of props at the Home Depots or the Lowe's. So we're really giving them an opportunity to come and be able to buy where the pros buy. So I think there's a combination of that. And then there is a combination of people that don't get to see the haunted houses during the year, a lot of haunt owners. And this enables them to go on the haunt tours. They can see all the haunts on the pre-convention bus tour. And then they also get a chance to see the 13th floor operation and stuff like that that's going to be going on that we're really excited about. And they can't do that during the season. So I think it's a combo of things of why people come. But I would say the majority of them, I would say over the years I would say we probably have 30 to 40% haunted house owners, but they could be smaller haunted houses too, or more regional ones that for whatever reason can't make it to Trans World. But we do still have some of the large guys that are coming to the show. So
I feel it's like a low stress environment, you know.
It is. It's a more exciting.
Actually, I went to was last year, and I'm coming again this year. But it's just kind of like, because it's not so crazy, you know. It's not. It's not. There's not 5 seminars going on at one time, and every.
Yeah, no, I think it's good. I think the production that we put on the show floor this year is going to be amazing, with the backstage and all the different acts we have and things and game shows. And I know John the Flamboy is going to be hosting a bunch of things that I really think. Ernest, you didn't get a chance to go in 2019, but I think this show's more going to be like 2019 than it was in Milwaukee. And
so that's when it was in Schaumburg.
It was in Schaumburg, yeah. So I think it's going to have more of that high energy feel with the pits of all we have Haunted House Row, where all the haunted houses are lined up back there, giving away swag and doing different things and bringing their icon characters. And we also have on the show floor, they're going to be giving away tickets and things, like VIP tickets to their haunts, every hour on the hour. So I think the buzz is going to be a little bit more high energy than it definitely was in Milwaukee.
That's awesome, because I know Laura and I went in 2019, but we went as attendees, and the show floor. I mean, it was great. It was a lot of fun, and like Ernest is saying, it is very much low stress. I feel like you can have more one-on-one time with the vendors that you're talking to or the events you're going to.
For sure,
it's awesome. That's exciting. So let's talk.
Well, I was going to say, let's talk about the other fun stuff, like what's still available, like Saturday night, what's going on? What do you guys have to offer?
So obviously we've got the seminars going on Saturday, and then Saturday later in the day, probably around 4:50, people are going to line up and we have a zombie walk, which we're really excited about. The zombie walk is free. We also are going to be having exhibitors on the show floor that are going to be there, or I should say makeup artists doing makeup for people that maybe if they don't have a costume or something like that, want to get made up for the zombie walk. They have that opportunity to get their faces done. So that'll be fun. And then they're going to go on the zombie walk. It's kind of a shortened version, since we were trying to kind of put everything in for this year and layer it in without having to disappoint people and not do them. So the zombie walk this year, instead of being an hour, is going to be about a half hour. And then from there, people have the opportunity to go over 13th floor haunted house. It is less than a mile away, but we are going to be doing rotating buses, and we're going to be serving dinner there as well. So that'll be great, because most people can't see it, all the time during the season if you're a haunted house owner. And then we're going to finish up the night with the costume ball, which is going to start at 9:00. And we have a burlesque show that's going on during that. So that'll be a little bit new and exciting.
Going on where? Where is that one?
At the costume ball. We're bringing the burlesque. So we're going to...
Wasn't Ernest performing at the burlesque show?
For sure. We're going to still have our costume.
Shh, we're not saying any of that. That would be the worst show anybody ever saw. And nobody would go. So no, I'm not performing.
So yeah, I think, and that'll be really high energy too. So that's a little bit something different that we haven't had. We still will have our traditional costume contest and all that stuff like that. So we're excited about that. And obviously the dancing and things like, but adding in the burlesque element, I think will really make things more exciting too.
Are you encouraging people to participate or something, dress up like that?
Yeah, I mean, people always dress up, and the costume ball is always like the best time to see some of the best costumes in the industry. And people spend
Mm-hmm.
a lot of time coming up with these creative costumes. So it's always a place that you want to kind of see everything. I love sitting back and watching, everyone's creativity with coming in with the costumes. So it's so fun.
And there's still tickets available for that?
Yes, we don't close out tickets for that.
That doesn't run out. Okay.
No.
Okay. So that you were talking about the zombie walk, but there may be people that watch this that have no idea what we're talking about on the zombie walk.
Okay.
So
that's a chance where people can get dressed up, and they could either dress like their favorite zombie or just put blood and gore on their face, and they get a chance to like kind of entertain the general public as they walk through Rosemount.
Okay. So just get out on the streets and do
Well, it's an organized walk. It's like a march.
Not just randomly walking into.
No. And the Chicago Zombie March group kind of set all that up and organized it for us. They do a lot of marches around the Chicagoland area. So we're really lucky to get to work with them this year. And so, yes, it is an organized walk. So you can't just,
You can't just wander into the Dave and Buster's dressed as a zombie.
That would probably be kind of dangerous for you.
Businesses would appreciate that.
That would be a little dangerous.
Yeah, but people
like the TV stations come out and film or do anything like that?
Yeah, we get a lot of publicity for it, and I just think it's fun. And I think everyone's been in their houses for so long that I think it's great to be able to come out and do things again and participate in activities. I think it means more now doing things even than before because we got it taken away from us.
Yeah.
So I think the level of enthusiasm and excitement about a lot of our events is really gone up a notch because of that.
Well, you've learned, don't know what you got till it's gone, I guess.
For sure, yeah.
So right now is a good opportunity. If you're watching right now, go ahead and start dropping questions for Jen and Rich in the comments below. We're going to get to those in a few minutes. But I know I have a question for Rich. Rich, you usually handle the floor plans for the show. And I'm just curious as to how's the vendor floor looking? Are you excited, or is there any vendor space left?
Yeah, we have a few booths left. We're at somewhere around 75 to 80 unique exhibitors coming. There's a lot more booths than that, obviously, because they don't all just buy one. We have the entire, we'll call it like a kids interactive zone, where there's going to be various things there, games and different things to play, and we'll have hunters hangout area there. Those guys will have their own section back in there, and then we have the stage and all the interactive entertainment that we run on the stage, and we have an area called Hunters Row, which is a group of most of the local haunted houses that participate, that bring in a large number of their actors kind of as like a reward, and they hang out and kind of represent their haunted house and do different things and stuff. It's kind of weird because when we did it the first year back in 2019, we couldn't do it in Milwaukee because we didn't have as many haunts in that area to create a Hunters Row, but it turned a lot different than what most of the haunted houses had thought. They thought it would just be a place where they were sitting there trying to recruit actors and things like that for their haunts, and that wasn't the case. Like, sure, they did get some of that, but a lot of it was more like, their actors kind of congregated at their booth, and it was kind of bragging rights, and this is our haunt, and kind of like gangs, you know what I mean, where they're walking around and they got their shirts on, and some of them are dressed up and their icon characters were there and stuff like that. So it creates a nice atmosphere, and then we do a bunch of different stuff, bunch of different challenges and contests in that area, and most when back in 2019 when it did occur, if you do remember it, that was the hottest area of the show. People loved being back there. It was jam packed. There was something going on on all parts of the day. So, we're excited to have that back again. And then, to the left of it, if you were looking at it from in Rosemount, it's kind of interesting. There's the trade show floor, and then there's like this short little ramp that goes down. And at the bottom of the ramp is where the stage is going to be and all the interactive entertainment in the kids zone and stuff. So it'll be nice. It's right at the bottom of that, and everyone will kind of congregate there. There'll be tables set up to sit and chairs to watch the entertainment on the stage and whatnot.
And I also forgot to add, the Chicago Haunt Builders are building like a little interactive haunted house area, like a walkthrough.
Yeah.
But something cool that Japes is doing he's from the Chicagoland area, is we're doing something with how to teach kids to be a monster. So there's going to be active training for free. So if anyone out there wants to bring their kids, what we're doing is we're going to have the kids made up first in like their best monster face. And then Japes is going to teach them. And he does a lot of teaching for a lot of the haunted houses in the Chicagoland area, how to be a monster. And then they're going to get a chance to go into the interactive haunted house and actually act that out. So, it's
Nice.
really going to be a nice thing for kids. And to Rich's point, we've gotten some old school games and different interactive games that they'll be able to participate in the kids zone area is free. So I really think that we have a little something for everyone at this year's show. So we're really excited.
That's awesome. Is that what the Wisconsin Fairgrounds is building?
No, the Wisconsin Fairgrounds is bringing in a bunch of games this year. They're also bringing some face painters to help with that class and the zombie walk. So, but that's going to be done by the Chicago Haunt Builders. So it's really exciting for them because they get a chance. They're the home. They, they have, they decorate all their homes. So now they get a chance to really decorate, showcase their talents.
Chicagoland is going to have the best home haunts this year in the history of the city, I think. Be pretty, with a bunch of scary little monsters, little kids.
Yeah.
So I guess everything is, not everything, but the show's all ages.
The show's all ages, yeah. And it's free for kids under the ages of 12. So we encourage people, if they want to take a nice trip, to bring their family to the Chicago area. There's something for the kids to do too on the show floor. So
well, there you go, Ernest. You should bring Addie.
Well, there's costume contests for kids too. Chad does a great one. So there's a lot of different things that I feel the whole family can get involved in.
Well, my daughter would love that. She thinks that's the greatest thing ever. So what I'm thinking of is when you have all the rival haunts there, and you said they're like gangs. I think we should have some dance-offs or something like that.
West Side Story
style.
Well, we're going to have like a family feud on the show floor, like they're going to do. And then there's going to be different things they can compete with. I think we're putting some of the people on the little tricycles to ride around in. There's a bunch of different stuff. The one thing that I should have talked about is Ed from Distortions. He's doing this amazing thing where he's going to be painting 20 masks in 10 minutes. And he's going to be throwing out balls. So the people that catch the balls are actually going to get to go home with these masks.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
Where is that? Is that on the stage? They're going to do
that? It's going to be a little bit off to the stage because Ed needs a little bit more space than what the stage has. But I really feel like if you guys check out the daily events, there's really stuff going on that stage all day long. It'll be fun and entertaining.
So Alan went ahead and put me in his place. He said, "This is why Ernest should not have haunt ideas." Every once in a while I have one that pops in my head and it almost scares me. Like it's like, and the rest of the team looks at me and they're like, "Where did that come from?" Because it's horrible. It's like I just save them up every once in a while. Like not even appropriate. Well, what else? Any other big news you want to share? Anything else going on to announcements for any dates or signups or anything else that people need?
We've got 2 slots left if anyone wants to participate in the Bloody Mary Makeup Wars, and that always sells out. But if people want to sign up now, that would be so helpful for us. And I just think check out the daily events board too, and check out all the seminars. There's so many different types of seminars, and Alan's got a contest as well on the show floor this year. So, you should definitely go through and look at all the different contests because there's a lot of fun stuff to participate in. And you should look at all the different seminars and definitely sign up for the costume ball and sign up for the pre-convention haunt tours and the haunt tours and the zombie walk. Make sure people do that. So, in a day and a half, we really piled it all in.
Well, Alan Hops just asked, I know we talked about the pre-convention bus tours, but I guess we should maybe talk about the other haunt tours that are going on during Midwest. I know there's a big one. There's a big tour happening with 13th Floor. If you want to talk a bit more about that.
Yeah, so we're really excited. Like I was saying, it's really close to the convention center. We will have buses that'll be continuing to rotate. We're also going to be serving dinner there. So it's really going to be a nice night. And you don't have to pick that over the ball. The way we set up everything is that's going to be going on probably from like 5:30 to, let's say, 8:30 or 9 o'clock, a little bit before. We hope to have the last bus out of there by 8:45. And because of the proximity of everything, we're able to have the haunt tour and the ball on the same night, which we've never done before. So we're really excited about that. And costumes are welcome. So if you want to wear your costume, I did talk to 13th Floor. To 13th Floor, you guys can do that. So definitely check out everything and plan your evening accordingly so that you can do everything.
Nice. Is that the only haunt tour that's happening on that Saturday or Sunday, or is there any more?
Yeah, typically during MHC, we have one haunt tour, and then we've got the pre-convention bus tour. So
Got it.
the pre-convention bus tour traditionally used to be on Thursdays, but in order to make it easier for people who are taking off of work now or things like that, we made it on Friday. So we've got those, that now it's all like kind of programmed into our event.
Sounds like 2 or 3 days is just jam-packed, like haunt goodness in a very short amount of time.
Yes.
Well, also great variety. It's not Transworld size that takes you 3 days just to walk the floor,
Right.
So you can spend your time in your seminars and join the zombie walk and take your time with things a little more. So
Absolutely, yeah.
One of my favorite things, I like stopping by Chad Savage's booth. I never get to see Chad that much at Transworld, but it's like I always like to buy artwork from Chad. We have artwork all over the place from Chad. And so it's like it's a good time, like, okay, Chad, what's new? What do you got? It's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it's great. I think the advantage for a lot of exhibitors too is some of the buyers that want to come back to the didn't bought everything at Transworld but want a second round. They can go back in and they can talk to people, and you really get more time with the vendors. So I think that's another advantage, that a lot of people have by being able to, come to MHC is before their season ends, they go back to their haunt and then they can see, oh, I need this and that, and I can go get that at MHC.
We can attest to that. So last year we talked to people at Transworld and then later saw them again at Midwest and had those final conversations with what are now clients. And so it was a great chance to kind of have those secondary meetings. It is more one-on-one. Transworld's very like distracting. There's so many things going on and like the show floor is so big, it's hard to really take it all in, where it's like this, you can focus on.
Yeah, we actually I should have talked to you guys at Transworld and I didn't hook up with y'all. And now is it too late to work with you? Of course, there was a bigger gap, I guess, last year on the, no, less of a gap. Wait,
yeah, less of a gap last year. Yeah,
it was closer. You guys keep changing dates. I can't remember when Transworld is anymore. It's like March, or May, or February.
Yeah, that's not usual for us. We literally have been in one time for the last like 15 years. So now we've had to pivot a little bit. Obviously we were in May that year due to COVID, and due to the construction at the center this year, we're going to be 4 weeks earlier. So
it means people get to enjoy something different about the town, right? So when you went to May, I got to go to a Cardinals game because they're not playing in March. So I got to time that out. And now in February, I can freeze my butt off. So
thanks, Ernest. You can go now.
No, it's fun. It's.
But you know what the real advantage is? It gives people in February a little bit of a chance to buy earlier too. So that's something. Some of the exhibitors are like, it's not bad for us right now. We'll work with that. So
no, every year we try to push everything earlier and earlier and earlier, right? And we're still looking at it. It's May 20th or whatever it is, and we're like, oh my God, how do we get everything done? Earlier, everybody can push this. Maybe it'll make everybody not wait until March to start on their plans for the next year. It'll like put them all in a better position if they start,
they're going to start a little earlier. So so there are advantages and disadvantages to everything.
Yeah. Is there a lot of networking you see? A lot of employees talking about a lot of actors and stuff coming here. So I'm guessing a lot of networking, employment's going to be an issue this year. Everybody knows it.
So I think it's good. It gives the haunts a chance, to kind of recruit if that's what they choose to do, and reconnect too with, their public. So, and I think a lot of people are going to come out to see the icon characters and all that kind of stuff. And I just think people want to get together and hang out. People in a common interest want to be able to talk shop. And I think it's nice too. I think we have a lot of haunted house owners that typically that don't usually go to MHC that I see signing up because they want to, maybe they didn't get a chance to talk to some of their friends too, at Transworld, and people use it as a great time. It really is an important networking show as well. So.
Yeah, I hope a lot of our clients show up. And we went the entire Transworld, and we have clients that were there and never even talked to them, like never saw them. We were all just,
Yeah.
So I hope everybody comes. I hope we get a lot of our
So speaking of new signups, Alan Hobbs had a great question, and this might be a better question for Rich, but I'll give it to the both of you. But Alan is wondering, are there any new vendors that you guys are excited about?
Oh, I don't
That's
know.
a rich question.
I mean, there's always new vendors at MHC. The problem with being excited about them, we don't generally know a lot of what they're bringing until they're there. There are a few Christmas guys coming specifically to bring products that they're making for the Halloween industry. So it's kind of exciting, like Boscoyo Studios. He exhibits in the Christmas hall, but he's made a lot of cool Halloween stuff, lighted products and different things like that. So I'd have to say that's probably like one of the most exciting exhibitors. He's made, I think he's supposed to have these like interactive pads. They kind of had them at Transworld where you could walk on them and they change colors and stuff that. But he's taken them to another level where you can shoot them or touch them. You can do various things with them. So you could buy the gel blaster guns and physically shoot them, and when you hit them, they're going to change color. And every time they get hit, they change a color. So him and I had been talking about things, and he's looking at possibly making some brains and hearts and things like that. So if he created a life-size, zombie or whatever, you could shoot it in the head or shoot it in the heart and kill it. So, he has
That's
some
awesome.
stuff. But he makes a bunch of stuff. Like this guy's got, probably 6 or 7 CNC machines, and he makes a lot of products. So he's pretty excited about trying to get more into the Halloween side of things. He does very well on Christmas, and we're seeing a lot of that. A lot of the Christmas guys are starting to make Halloween products and different things because all the events aren't just haunted houses anymore either. There's the zoos and the aquariums and museums and even park districts. They do lighted events and more of a spooky, family friendly style. So we're seeing a lot of that, and he makes a lot of products like that. They're kind of cool.
So, Rich, another question for you from Alan. He says, "Rich, can you explain jelly guns to me? I keep hearing that, but I know nothing."
Yeah, so there's two different not manufacturers, but guys that were selling the products at Transworld. One was Velkin, and the other one was Jelly Ball. They're two different companies. One sells Gel Blaster, and one sells Jelly Ball. Essentially the same product. These products shoot what if you have kids and you know what an Orby is. An Orby is like a small, like I'd say BB size ball that you drop in water, you submerge it in water, and you just leave it sitting in there overnight. And these Orbeez absorb the water, and they grow to, probably 4 or 5 times the size of what it is when it's shipped to you. So you get them in literally like you could get a pack of 100,000 of them in a small envelope. And when you blow them up, they'll fill like a 5-gallon bucket. With these, and then you drain the water off of them, and they're filled with water, and then sort of a color, and they figured out a way to illuminate them when under black light and stuff like that. So it's really cool. There's just infinite possibilities. You could do walkthroughs in a haunted house. You could literally do them in a haunted house because they're not like paintball guns. The cleanup, there is none. Like the balls, if you just let them go, they would eventually evaporate and disintegrate because they do the reverse of what you're doing to them. When you fill them with water, they eventually evaporate and the water comes out of them, and they just turn into powder and just kind of dissipate. So outdoors, there's no cleanup at all. Maybe if you did an indoor in a haunted house, after maybe 24 hours, you can just sweep them up with a sweeper. I mean, it's literally that.
So do they shoot?
hurt.
Do they shoot like a paintball, like you would use a paintball gun?
Yeah,
You're just loading
it's
them
very
up with
similar
these?
to a paintball gun at a much lower velocity. Can it leave a little welt? Yes. I mean, do you have to wear some type of goggle or eye protection? Absolutely. But I'll give you an example. I did a birthday party for my granddaughter. She's 5 years old, and we went and played, and she snuck up behind me and shot me like 10 times. I didn't know it was her. I just turned around and blasted her. You know what I mean? So this game's different than paintball, where you can play as young as like 5 years old or lower if you were comfortable with the kid playing with it. The only injury would be an eye injury, which obviously you just got to wear some type of goggles.
Mhm.
They do leave welts though, like if you were at very close range, but nothing painful. It's like almost like somebody shooting a rubber band at you. You know what I mean?
Got it,
Range. That's about the best way to explain it. It's not like a paintball where it can leave a black and blue mark. A little bit different.
Mhm.
But the cool part about it for the Halloween industry is there's just infinite possibilities. You could do walkthroughs with these things. You could do, a ride and shooting off of there. You could walk through a haunted house and just have a night. Like a lot of the haunted house use laser tag. This is another option. And me personally, like I've never cared for airsoft because it was just a pellet hitting you, a BB hitting you, and you had to be on the honor society and say I got hit. This game's a little bit different. It's you can actually, or laser tag where it's a scoring system and stuff like that. What I like about this is there's adrenaline when you get hit with something, and you can physically see this product flying through the air and the coolness of it. So I think a lot of haunts have already picked it up. I mean, it's probably one of the hottest growing products in our industry. And it just keeps getting bigger and better. So, Alan, I'm certainly happy to offline if you want to call me and talk about it. I know a lot about it, and I actually do it here in Chicago. We do mobile birthday parties and bring it out, and we set it up. And we have the black light thing where you can do it at night, or you do it in the daytime and just play the game. So, again, you could set up a shooting gallery. You could do various things, and that's kind of what this inflatable, these touch targets will be for. James Hohense from Bosco Studios, him and I had talked about it, and he decided to make various sizes of these targets. So if you didn't want to have people shooting each other, you could actually create a cool interactive shooting gallery that you could walk through. You could buy one of our other exhibitors, Mega Entertainment, makes an inflatable walkthrough maze that would be cool. You could buy the maze, you could set it up, use these gel blaster guns. At Transworld, they set it up where they put RGB LED lights inside of there, connected it with digital music. And when you went inside, it was like going into like a techno maze with music blasting, lights going, and you walked around and you could either set up shooting targets or you could play against other players. So there's a lot of cool ideas with it, and it's very, very inexpensive to get into, to start.
It sounds awesome.
I like the idea of seeing the Orbeez fly, like illuminating them or something like that. I can imagine going through the area where you're seeing these whiz around,
Yeah, so Jenny's dog just got groomed.
A special guest.
Yeah, Cooper.
Out of nowhere. He never comes down in her basement, and sure enough, he can fly with excitement. And he's
never ever been down in the basement before.
He's got a new haircut. So.
Well, guys, we don't have any other questions for you. I do appreciate you coming on, talking all things MHC. If you don't mind just hanging around with us here on video after the outro. But Jen, Rich, thanks for coming on, and I guess we'll see you in like 2.5, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
Ernest, that's it for today's wormhole. This is kind of the last official wormhole of the season. Any final thoughts on this year's season?
No, busier than ever. It's an exciting year. We'll see this. The last couple of years have been so crazy and unknown, and I think the known is that everybody will have a good season this year and get ready for it.
For sure.
It's a economy may be going crazy and everything else going crazy, but this is your neighborhood fun place, to go to. Doesn't cost much gas to drive a couple miles to haunted attractions. So I think
for sure.
I think we're looking for good things this year, and I'm glad I'm going to get to make it to MHC too.
Heck yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we will see you all there. We'll be on the bus tours. We're sponsoring the bus tour, so we'll see you all on the show floor. Be there. Come say hi. And until the next time, be sure to follow us. Thank you to Tashana and Laura in the comments, helping us manage all the fun comments and linking everything. But yeah, y'all, it's Friday. Have a great weekend. Bye.
See ya.
If you have an interest in being a guest on the Wormhole or an idea for a topic of discussion, please email admin@fearworm.com.